I have followed completely raw diets for long periods, even spending an entire year eating only natural and unprocessed foods. This sentence sums up Lenny Kravitz's life philosophy well. But what really stands out is not just what he eats, it's how he lives each day. Picture the scene. It's still dark, the sun is beginning to rise on the horizon, and he is standing barefoot, feeling the warm earth under his feet on his property in the Bahamas, while the wind gently moves through the palm trees. At 61, he moves with the lightness and energy of someone half his age, and it's no surprise that images of his defined abs constantly go viral, leaving everyone with the same question: how is this possible? Many people think of genetics or secret procedures, but he makes it clear that the answer lies in simple habits, repeated every day with absolute consistency. And here is the point that changes everything. These are not complicated things. They are daily decisions that anyone could start right now. He built a routine that works like an invisible engine behind the body and energy he maintains. And over the next few minutes, you begin to understand exactly how this happens, from the scientific foundation to small practical adjustments that can be applied immediately. Now picture this more closely. It's 5:45 in the morning. While most people are still hitting the snooze button, he is already outside, in total silence, eyes closed, breathing in a controlled way synchronized with the sound of the waves in the background, creating a state of presence that few people experience in daily life. He calls this moment a reset. And what's most interesting is that it involves nothing technological. No external stimulation, no phone, no music, just pure silence and connection with the environment, as if it were a way to align body and mind before any other action. Now let me ask you a direct question. When was the last time you started your day in complete silence, without distractions? Because this might be one of the simplest and at the same time most powerful habits you can start today. Why would a rock star seek silence? The answer is simple: because stress ages you faster than sugar, faster than the sun, and in many cases even faster than lack of sleep. When cortisol circulates constantly in your body throughout the day, it sends clear signals: store fat, reduce recovery capacity, and decrease mental focus. It's as if the body is always in a state of alert, spending energy where it shouldn't. And that is exactly why Lenny Kravitz treats silence as an essential health tool. His antidote is not complicated, nor does it require equipment or advanced techniques. It is intentional stillness, a daily moment of pause that works as a reset for the nervous system. Every day at sunrise, he dedicates 10 to 15 minutes to simply slow down before the chaos of the day takes over. And here is the point many people misunderstand. Meditation does not have to be something mystical or complex. It doesn't necessarily involve sitting for hours or repeating mantras. For Lenny, it is extremely practical, almost too simple to seem powerful. He simply closes his eyes, controls his breathing, and pays attention to the sounds around him, such as birds, wind, and water. This kind of sensory focus triggers a real change in the brain, taking the body out of fight or flight mode and placing it into recovery mode, reducing adrenaline, lowering blood pressure, and bringing more mental clarity almost immediately. Now think about this. How many times a day do you truly slow down? Because the problem is not just stress, it's living constantly inside it. And this is where the difference comes in. Lenny doesn't react to stress, he anticipates it. He prepares his mind before the day begins. And that may be exactly what keeps his energy, appearance, and health at such a high level. Now let me suggest something simple, but extremely powerful. Tomorrow, when you wake up, don't grab your phone. Go to a window, or even just stand in your room, and take deep breaths as if the world had paused for a few minutes. No notifications, no distractions, just you and the air going in and out. Do this for 7 days. At first, it may feel subtle, but then you will notice something different. The background tension starts to fade, the mind becomes lighter, and the body responds in a more balanced way. Because in the end, it's not about doing more, it's about knowing when to stop. A small habit with a massive impact. When the sun begins to rise behind the trees, the second pillar of Lenny Kravitz's routine comes into play, and it is directly connected to nature, more specifically, to what grows in his own backyard. The property where he lives is practically a natural paradise, filled with fresh fruits like mango dripping with golden juice, soursop with a flavor that feels like a mix of pineapple and dessert, papaya with a sunset-like color, along with an impressive variety of other foods grown right there, without processing and without intermediaries. And what's most interesting is what he does with all of this. He simply goes outside, picks what is ripe, and takes it straight to the blender or juice extractor, something he has carried with him for decades, whether on tours, film sets, or trips. On the table, you might find breadfruit, soursop, which he says is one of his favorites, fresh lemons, okra, cucumber, avocado, rosemary, spinach, kale, beets, ginger, carrots, garlic. The logic is simple and powerful at the same time. If it came from the earth, it goes into the preparation. No processed supplements, no unknown ingredients, just real food. The result is a drink extremely rich in natural enzymes, which are usually lost during cooking, along with sensitive vitamins that begin to degrade quickly after exposure to air, and a high concentration of polyphenol, compounds associated with slowing cellular aging. Now here's a detail that completely changes the game. This juice is not a supplement. It is breakfast. And that makes all the difference, because by consuming liquid nutrition, the digestive system doesn't have to work as hard, allowing blood and energy to be directed to the brain and muscles, creating faster and cleaner energy without that feeling of heaviness or sluggishness. It's a steady rise in energy, not that spike followed by a crash that happens when you start your day with foods high in sugar and refined carbohydrates. Now think about this. How many times have you felt that mid-morning fatigue without understanding why? Many times, it starts with what you eat right after waking up. And here's a simple challenge. Try starting your day for 1 week with only natural foods, preferably in liquid form, and notice how your energy changes throughout the morning. But then comes the question many people have, what about protein? How does someone with his physique maintain muscle mass without relying on whey protein or excessive meat? The answer completely breaks that pattern. He uses smart plant-based sources like green jackfruit and lentils. Jackfruit, for example, when prepared, has a texture very similar to shredded meat, but without cholesterol and with a good amount of potassium, while lentils provide about 18 grams of protein per cup, along with iron and folate, essential nutrients that many people overlook. And here is the most important point. It's not about following a restrictive or radical diet. It's about understanding how to nourish the body efficiently, using what nature already offers in a complete way. The foods Lenny Kravitz consumes are not rare or inaccessible items. Quite the opposite. They are simple foods that you can easily find in any market, but that most people ignore in their daily lives, replacing them with heavy and inflammatory options like processed sandwiches that cause bloating and energy crashes. And it is exactly this well-applied simplicity that makes the difference. But when the subject shifts to exercise, that's where he completely breaks the pattern many people follow. Despite having a physique that any advertising campaign would love to showcase, you will rarely find him stuck inside a gym full of machines. He trains in a much more natural way, almost like a child on summer vacation, jumping rope outdoors, doing pull-ups on tree branches at the beach, performing push-ups on hot sand, which naturally requires more control and proper posture, and turning simple bike rides into intense sprints when the terrain or weather changes. And this is not by chance. There is a principle behind it called functional load variation, which basically means exposing the body to movements at different angles and in unpredictable situations, strengthening not only the main muscles, but also tendons, joints, and stabilizing muscles. This results in more real strength, better coordination, and a lower risk of injury. Now think about this. Your body was designed to move in multiple directions, not to repeat the same isolated movement on a machine over and over again. And that may be why many people train a lot and still don't develop a truly functional body. The key insight here is that you don't need a paradise island to apply this. You just need creativity. You can replace a traditional workout with exercises in a park, use playground bars, do sprints on a hill, or even turn a staircase into an intense challenge. And the result is not just physical. The workout becomes mentally lighter, more dynamic, and even more enjoyable, shifting from being a punishment to something you actually want to do. Another extremely interesting point is that Lenny often performs these workouts in a fasted state, meaning before consuming solid food. This forces the body to use fat as a source of energy and also improves insulin sensitivity, which is essential for weight control and metabolic health. And if this seems difficult at first, the idea is not to go extreme, but to start in a simple way. For example, maintaining about a 12-hour fasting window, finishing dinner around 8 p.m., training the next morning, and only then eating. Creating a more efficient internal environment for fat burning, especially in the abdominal area. And here's the final reflection. What if the problem isn't a lack of effort, but a lack of strategy in what you do every day? Before getting into the final habit, here's a quick warning. When you hear promises of miracle solutions to boost testosterone, energy, or performance, especially in supplements, stay critical. Some products may contain ingredients with interesting research, but none replace the real pillars that sustain consistent results over the years. And that's exactly where the most powerful part of Lenny Kravitz's routine comes in. As the sun sets and most people begin to speed up with parties, screens, and stimulation, he does the opposite. He slows down. He disconnects. He treats sleep as a performance tool, not as dead time in the day. This changes everything. He prioritizes 7 to 8 hours of deep sleep in a dark, quiet environment, with his phone kept away and the temperature controlled to support deeper sleep cycles. And here is the point many people ignore. It is during deep sleep that the body truly rebuilds itself. Important hormones are released, muscle microtears are repaired, and the brain goes through a cleaning process, eliminating toxins accumulated throughout the day. When this process is interrupted, the effects show up quickly. Less energy, more inflammation, poorer recovery, and even visible signs of aging. Now think about this. A few days of poor sleep already affects your mood. Imagine weeks or months. Studies already show that just a few weeks of insufficient sleep can directly impact processes related to the body's aging. And Lenny simply does not accept that kind of trade-off. Another point he takes very seriously is his relationship with alcohol. Even though it may seem relaxing, it directly interferes with sleep quality, reducing deep sleep cycles and increasing stress the next day. That's why he chose to eliminate it completely, and the results are visible. Better recovery, healthier skin, and a more defined body. Now, if cutting it out completely feels difficult, the smartest strategy is to start with a simple test. 2 weeks without alcohol. That's it. Observe how you wake up, how your energy changes, how your body responds. Because in the end, the secret is not something extraordinary. It lies in the consistency of choices that seem small, but, when combined, completely transform the outcome over time. Tracking mood, energy, and even weight over a few days can reveal something surprising. Many people lose 3 to 5 pounds without changing almost anything in their routine, simply by eliminating hidden factors like alcohol and the inflammation it causes in the body. This shows how small decisions can have a much greater impact than they seem. But there is something even more powerful behind all of this, something most people completely ignore: the environment. Lenny does not rely on willpower all the time. He builds an environment that makes healthy choices automatic, almost inevitable. Imagine waking up with fruit trees within reach, a pull-up bar on the way to the porch, and a bedroom designed to make falling asleep easy. And here's the key insight you can apply today. You don't need to change your entire life. You need to adjust small elements around you. Place a bottle of water next to your bed to start the day hydrated. Keep resistance bands or simple equipment near your workspace to encourage quick movement during the day. Keep a notebook nearby to unload thoughts before bed and prevent your mind from racing at night. These are simple, almost invisible changes, but they create a powerful cumulative effect over time. Now think about this. What if the problem was never a lack of discipline, but an environment that constantly pulls you in the wrong direction? Because when you adjust your environment, behavior begins to flow naturally. And when we look at someone like Lenny, who has already achieved everything financially, a deeper question arises. Why continue with this level of discipline? The answer is simple and powerful at the same time: purpose. For him, taking care of his body is not vanity. It is a way to maintain energy to create, to express himself, and to honor everything that came before, from his cultural roots to the people who paved the way for his journey. Each healthy choice becomes a form of respect for his own story and for those who follow him. And that may be exactly what separates those who simply age from those who continue evolving. When your habits begin to serve something greater than appearance, discipline stops feeling like sacrifice and becomes commitment. That is exactly how Lenny Kravitz sees his routine. It's not about giving up pleasures. It's about choosing a purpose that justifies each daily decision. It could be your family, your health, your freedom, your career. When that reason becomes clear, that 6 a.m. alarm stops being suffering and becomes an opportunity. Now, many people look at this and think, this works for him, but I don't have a farm in the Bahamas or a team behind me. But here's the truth that changes everything. You don't need any of that. You need simple, consistent adjustments that fit your reality. The first is replacing 15 minutes of phone use in the morning with a few minutes of silence and breathing, letting natural light in, preparing your body and mind before any distraction. The second is replacing processed foods with something more natural, like a juice or smoothie made from fruits and vegetables, because what you find at the market is already enough to transform your energy. The third is stepping out of the automatic workout routine and including at least one outdoor session per week, with simple bodyweight exercises, bringing more real and functional movement. And the fourth, perhaps the most powerful of all, is to protect your sleep as if it were non-negotiable. Keep the room dark, the environment cool, avoid alcohol, and create consistent schedules, because it is during sleep that the body truly rebuilds itself. Now think about this carefully. What if you applied just these 4 adjustments for 30 days? The mirror would start to show changes, the scale would respond, and most importantly, that feeling of a tired mind throughout the day would begin to disappear. And for those who still doubt, there's an interesting detail. In recent biological assessments, indicators like inflammation, metabolism, and other markers have shown that Lenny's body functions like someone much younger. This didn't come from luck. It came from choices repeated daily. And the final question is simple. Will you keep waiting for perfect motivation, or will you start with what is already within your reach today? This is younger than my daughter, he joked in an interview. And when asked if he felt different, Lenny Kravitz shrugged and gave a simple answer. I just feel like myself. That's the point. And that sentence carries a truth many people have forgotten. Real health doesn't feel extraordinary or miraculous. It feels normal. But it's a kind of normal that most people have stopped living. Now imagine this in practice. Tomorrow, when your alarm goes off, remember someone who starts the day in silence, breathing deeply, who eats what comes from the earth, who moves freely, and who sleeps deeply, like someone who respects their own body. He's not chasing youth. He's living it every day through simple habits. And here's what's most interesting. You don't need to copy everything. If you apply just 2 of these habits consistently, you'll start to notice real changes, to the point where people around you begin to notice and ask what you're doing differently. Because in the end, there is no hidden secret, there is daily practice. Now, an important note. This content is for informational purposes and does not replace professional guidance. Before making deeper changes to your routine, it's best to consult a qualified specialist. But if you've made it this far, you've already taken the first step, which is seeking information. The next step is action. Start small, start simple, but start today.